Today in Grow a Garden in Roblox, we have every single pet, what they do, their abilities, how to acquire them, and I'm going to tell you in this video, even while the actual event is occurring. If this sounds interesting to you, go ahead and hit the red subscribe button, become part of the first 300k OGs on the channel, and let's get into the video. So I woke up this morning and every single pet ability was revealed, and I want to show you them all, because many of them are super cool. And yes, the admin event is going on right now. I don't have time. I have to film this for you guys. The Dawn Discord server just went on a leaking spree, leaking every single pet with all of their abilities. But that's not the only location you can find this. If you do want to see leaks, go ahead and go in the description and check out the leaks in this game on this Discord server. There's a link down below. It's awesome. And all of these pets has some really interesting abilities, and some of them are different than what we knew before. The other location you can find the pet information is the fall market event on the Grow a Garden wiki. It also tells you information about how the event is going to work, but I'll make it a video on that later. We're talking about the pets here. And the first pet we're going to look at is the red squirrel, who you find from the shop. And his ability, when squirrel type pets finish their abilities, they will start the next cooldown with less cooldown. How much less? Let me show you. Squirrel support is going to scale based off of your weight at 0.4 seconds per kilogram. Now, eventually there will be a calculator to help us with all of these types of math. I'm kind of curious to know how a huge squirrel is going to do things, because right now it seemed to have a 30-second limit. Can we surpass that limit? Can multiple red squirrels knock things down by multiple minutes? And by the way, we do know how many times you have to boost the tree to unlock the ability to purchase all these pets. To be able to buy the chipmunk, you have to boost the tree 4 times. The red squirrel, 7 times. The marmot, 10 times. The sugar glider, 13. And the space squirrel, you heard me, the space squirrel, 17 times. And quickly, so while we're not covering how to actually do the event, to boost the tree, you have to hand in the different categories of fruits, just like the beanstalk event. Berry, flower, fruit, leafy, sweet, tropical, vegetable, prickly, woody, and stocky. And one thing I noticed is that this can be done by anyone on the server. Players can contribute plants to Mr. Oakley to progress a server-wide goal. And when you do manage to max out the tree, it resets the stock in all the shops, which is really cool. But I'm getting distracted. Now we have the chipmunk, who looks adorable, and his ability, it grants a chance to not consume the harvest tool when using the harvest tool. And I have a funny feeling that this is going to be just like the squirrel, where if you have 8 of them of sufficient age and sufficient weight, you can have infinite harvest tools, which I don't hate, especially with those really massive plants. I just want to have infinite harvest tools. That's kind of cool. Now, personally, I find infinite squirrels and infinite reclaimers better than infinite harvest tools, but it might be your jam. After that, we have the sugar glider, who is a flying squirrel type. And it says, occasionally glides from random different fruits, taking 1 mutation from each fruit and applying it to the next. Now, what I've read about this is it doesn't take it, it copies it. If you have a mutation on this fruit, it takes a copy of it and puts it over there multiple times. It's like a T-Rex in that regard. And the Dawn Discord gives you more details on the ability, including the fact that it glides from 3 different fruits. So it hits 3 different trees. That's really cool. Then we have the space squirrel, who is a divine pet. And look at him. It definitely gives you Sandy under the sea vibes from SpongeBob. Oh, and the divine pet has a very good ability. It's basically the disco bee. Space Odyssey, which is a play on words for Odyssey, occasionally has a chance to apply Void Touched, which is basically disco. And that chance is actually a 15 to 25% chance based off of weight and age. This pet is going to be highly sought after. It's cool, it's unique looking, it applies a very good mutation. This is going to be a popular pet. And if I remember correctly, getting the space squirrel requires you to contribute to the fall bloom 17 times. So unlocking it is not going to be that easy. Next up, we have the marmot, who is the final shop pet involved. And he looks like that. He's legendary. And he applies a mutation as well. Burrows down on the ground and hides in a random mound. Finding, oh no, he doesn't. Does he? Finding the marmot will grant a fall-related reward. Has a chance to burrow again. This is like the imp from the fairy event. And the Dawn Discord server doesn't apply any other new information, but the cooldown can get down to 2 minutes, which is crazy. I wonder what rewards he has hiding in there that are fall related. Now we're going to talk about the pets that come from the eggs, and I have some information on what huge versions of these pets are going to do. First up, we have the robin, the common one. You guys know what he does. He makes things smaller, and by things, I mean you. 10 to 20% decrease in player size each. But that's just the regular robin. Here is the scaling for the regular tiny bird, base 10%, maximum 20%. But here is the scaling for a giant tiny, wait, giant. That's not huge. Oh, in this event, remember we had rainbow hatched pets? Well, we no longer have rainbow hatched pets. We now have giant hatched pets, which are basically huge hatched pets. But the thing is, a giant hatched pet doubles the passive. But is this a huge? You know what I mean? Okay, hold on. I need to explain further. So we all know that every egg has a 1 in 1,000 chance of hatching a huge pet. And huge pets have abilities that scale above and beyond the possibility of what a regular pet can scale at. That's how I have a huge peacock, a Titanic peacock with a 15-second cooldown instead of like a multi-minute cooldown. So at first I thought this was showing me the huge statistics, but this is not the huge statistics. This is the giant, which is why is the name so similar? The giant statistics, which comes out of the Robux eggs only. No longer rainbow hatched, but giant hatched. So does that mean that it is possible to have a giant hatched pet from the Robux costing real life money egg, and once in a blue moon, simultaneously also have it hatch at the 1 in 1,000% chance of being huge? Is that possible, Jandal? I don't know, but I'm scared. But still, having cute little robins that make you smaller, having a bunch of them, getting really, really small, sounds kind of fun. Now we have the rare pet, the badger, who says occasionally digs around and spreads mud. It has a chance to mutate things with cracked. I believe cracked is like a ×3 or a ×5 multiplier. It's really, really small. Afterwards is the grizzly bear, my favorite pet in this entire thing. And he allows you to become huge, but he also has a chance to apply the fall mutation and mighty bear make you bigger. So mighty bear on a regular one maxes out at a 16% increase, but it also has a chance of giant mighty bear, the giant from the premium Robux egg, a max of 32%. None of this takes into account a huge pet or a Titanic pet. This giant category is completely separate and replaces rainbow hatched pets. I believe it replaces it. Yeah, here's the information. By the way, if any of you want to know some tech, here's the giant variations of new pets. These aren't mega. These are pre-made giant pets like rainbow hatched pets. Does that replace rainbow hatched? We'll find out shortly. After the bear, we have what I think is going to be one of the most useful pets in the entire event. That is the barn owl. The barn owl is the mythical from the fall egg, and it has the following effect. Pets bought from shops directly have a chance to get extra base weight. It increases the XP gained of all fall type pets. That base weight scales as such. It's from a 0.1 all the way up to a 0.4 kilogram to their base weight, maxing out at 3 kilograms of increase. I think this means that you're gonna be able to take that 3 kilogram increase from a whole bunch of barn owls and add it to the 1.3 kilogram maximum base you get for a 4.3 kilogram maximum base of pets you buy out of the shop, which is awesome. I would farm for barn owls quickly if I were you. And there's no information here about whether a giant hatched one, which is the new rainbow hatched, has any effect on this maximum 3 kilogram thing. Now, to warn you, I think they buffed the swan from the last time we looked at it. The swan is the divine from the egg. There's 2 divines right now. Swan song occasionally goes to another player's pet and befriends it and performs its ability. That sounds an awful lot like the mimic. And then it will occasionally apply the graceful mutation. So according to this image, every 1,500 to 750 seconds. 750 seconds is 8 minutes? Yeah, because 600 seconds is 6 minutes. Is 10 minutes. No, 600 seconds is 10 minutes. Every 12 minutes. You can get this done every 12 and a half minutes. 600 plus 120 is 720. That's 12 minutes plus 30. So 12 and a half minutes is the minimum you can get it down to. That's quick. I wonder if Huges and Titanics can bypass the 750 second minimum. Could this be a new meta huge with a Titanic swan? Oh no. Oh no. We will have to wait and see just how low a Titanic swan can go with this mimic octopus-like ability. Oh, and the Birds of Grace, applying the graceful mutation. The graceful mutation is a ×77. That's quite good. Guys, I'm really excited to see how well the swan can scale. I'm excited about the barn owl. What are with these whole giant hatched pets? Can you have a huge giant hatched pet? Ugh. This game's going crazy, guys. Hopefully you found this useful. Hopefully these pets are interesting to you. If they are, go ahead and hit subscribe. Become part of the first 300 KOGs on the channel. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching.